Hello and welcome. This presentation covers some ideas on how to write a strong topic sentence, the backbone of expressing an argument. So let's get started. First, let's take a look at the big picture. Here's what a good topic sentence should cover. First and foremost, a topic sentence must express a clear argument. Your topic sentence should stick to one central idea that you can prove using evidence from the text. A topic sentence should cover only one topic. There may be many shades of meaning and nuances within that one topic, but everything should be relevant to one single idea. A topic sentence should be engaging to the reader. The more you are able to relate your argument to both the text and real life or basic human nature, the more compelling your argument will be to the average person. In other words, you should find a way to explain why your argument matters. Last, but most certainly not least, your topic sentence must be faithful to the text. If your argument relies on an idea that cannot be proved from the text, or is easily proven false by evidence from the text, your argument is invalid. Let's take a moment and talk about argumentation. The word argument is often used to describe getting into a verbal fight or a yelling match. But when writing an essay, it simply means something that can be proven to be true. An argument does not need to be rude or nasty. In fact, your argument should always keep a civil tone. The more thorough your argument is, the better. Your argument should examine an idea beyond the surface level. Try to think of how you might answer if someone responded to your argument with the simple question, why? On that note, a good argument almost always uses a because phrase. This will allow you to explain the reasons behind your argument in the same sentence. On the other hand, you have to keep the argument and scope in check. The thoroughness of an argument must be kept in check by a proper scope. In other words, your topic sentence should make a deep argument, not a broad one. You may have several points to make within your argument, but it shouldn't spill over into a different topic. One way to accomplish this is to focus on a single pattern. Many different examples may apply, but they all follow the same pattern. Another important aspect of a good topic sentence is that it keeps your readers engaged. Most people will only continue reading something if it is relevant to their interests. This means that your topic sentence should connect to something you think the average person would find interesting. Finding a relationship between the real world and the text is a reliable way to do this. You can describe the elements or topics of your arguments in terms that relate to the real world by discussing such things as categories, generalizations, and truisms. Finally, it is crucial that your argument remains faithful to the text. Your argument must be something that you can prove with evidence or quotations from the text. Otherwise, you're pretty much just making stuff up. Additionally, if your argument is ultimately disproved by evidence from the text, then you may be ignoring some crucial ideas. This sort of thing is known as quoting out of context. If you focus on how an element is portrayed in only one part of the text, but ignore how that same element is portrayed later, your argument may be missing the point. So let's take a look at an example topic sentence as we revise it from basic to complex. For this example, we'll use Atticus from To Kill a Mockingbird, and we'll focus on one of his character traits. We might start with something like, Atticus is very humble. While this is indeed true, it is barely past the brainstorming phase. All we have here is a character trait and a character it's associated with. We're left to wonder, so what? And why? After some revision, we might end up with something like, people are more likely to listen to Atticus because he is very humble. In this revision, we've given an answer to the so what question, and we've established that there is something that matters about the fact that Atticus is humble. See how much we've added simply by using the word because. This is a reliable first step for revising your topic sentences. So let's work on getting this sentence to relate to the average reader. We might rephrase it to something like, When a humble person, like Atticus, can keep his or her pride from offending people, they are more likely to listen to him or her. We've kept the idea that there's something that matters about humility, but we have expanded it to include other people who might be humble, just like Atticus. This might get the reader to think, well, I'm definitely the most humble person I know, so maybe I can learn something about why this matters if I keep reading this amazing essay. Finally, after we've answered the so what question and we've got our reader hooked, we can think about answering the why question. This revision might read something like, when a humble person, like Atticus, can keep his or her pride from offending other people, they are more likely to listen and be influenced by that person's thoughts, because those listening are less likely to be bothered by the speaker's arrogance. Is this a mouthful? Yes. But that's okay. This topic sentence now puts forward a strong, interesting, and thorough argument that is relevant and faithful to the text. Specifically, we have given some thought to just what it is about humility that has the effect we've described in the last few revisions. In what way does humility help someone influence other people? According to this argument, one of the reasons is that a humble person will avoid saying something arrogant and thus avoid offending his or her listeners. Okay, I've gone on long enough. It's time to wrap up. But let's end with a few reminders. Let's remember that a good topic sentence is faithful to the text. There are quotations to support your idea, and you're not quoting selectively while ignoring important evidence. Of appropriate scope. It should explore a topic deeply, but it shouldn't be so broad that it starts to explore other topics. Relevant and interesting. The average person should be interested in the ideas of your topic sentence, and you should phrase your ideas in such a way that this is obvious to anyone who happens to read your work. Complex and thorough. Your argument should answer questions like why and so what before they are even asked. Well, that's all I've got to say on the topic for now. Send me an email if you have questions, or check out the example document in the video description below for more information. This is Mr. Weir, signing off.